Good day, folks. Welcome back to my neck of the woods. My name's Dika, where I share my experience and my knowledge, hoping to lessen your learning curve. Today I have another product review. This is not a new product. This is a product that's been around for, I'm going to say 7 or 8 years now, and I picked one up on Amazon for relatively short money, and I thought I'd do a review on it. I'm always looking for extra gadgets and things like that. So this is the Tactacam fisheye camera. All right, before I get started, please sub my channel, like my videos, and make some comments. You know that I love the comments. So Tactacam, if you don't know Tactacam is a company that came up with a camera. Well, they make trail cameras. They're a hunting company, and they made a camera that looks exactly like this, that sold for upwards of $250, and you put it on the end of your bow or on the end of your firearm, and you use it for hunting. Now, this is, from what I gather, is the same camera. It's been modified just a little bit. As you can see, I have a mount on it here. I just wanted to show you the mount that it comes with. So I'm going to tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and an overall review of how this camera operates, all right? Now, I'm not going to get into an instructional video or anything like that. I'm just going to go through the basic features of it and tell you what I think, all right? First off, I bought this on Amazon for $50, so it's next to nothing. So you can buy them off Amazon, you can buy them on eBay, and you can buy them at some other websites that carry them. But if you go on the Tactacam website, they don't carry them anymore. They don't carry any accessories, and there's almost like no affiliation with them whatsoever. It's just the Tactacam fisheye. It's like it fell off the face of the earth. So there are accessories for this. You can get different lenses. You can get a remote control where you can control up to a couple different cameras at once. But those are either impossible to find or just rare. You have to find a store that still carries them. I think they have a certain amount of stock left in these, and for whatever reason, Tactacam kind of disowned it from its company. It doesn't even exist on the website, or even if you ask anyone that has to do with Tactacam, they got nothing for you. So if you're wanting accessories or anything like that, you're kind of out of luck, and unless you find them somewhere. I looked for the remote control. I couldn't find it. I wanted some like chat boards and stuff like that. I couldn't find it. There are different lenses that go with this. There's a special type of back that you can put on the back, so you can use an external charger, but I couldn't find any of it. All right. But as far as the operation as a camera, as a $50 camera, it's not bad. It has very easy to operate. It's basically 2 buttons. You turn it on, and then it gives you different modes. So you can go through modes. You got like that, and then you can go through different modes. Like one is, they put them on the inside of the cap, the type of modes, right? Right there. So you got like a time lapse, you have a loop, blah, blah, blah. For the most part, this is not an instructional video. It's very easy to use. The cap is on the back there. You have a spot for an SD card, an external charger, or just for charging it. And then there's a battery inside that charges. Now, this takes probably about 4 hours to charge. Sometimes a little less depending on the charger. I know, it's crazy. So as far as a camera, if you're looking to go out and fish all day, so you're fishing tournaments or you're fishing out on your boat, or you're looking for a high quality camera, this is not the camera for you. If you want to use it for hunting or use it for some other small sort of activities where you don't need to record for a long time, it's not a bad little camera. It doesn't offer any stabilization. So sometimes if it's on like the end of a bike, or an action camera, using like that. I mean, it is called the fisheye, so it was designed for fishing because it's waterproof and all those other things. But the original Tactacam was waterproof also. I'm not really sure what difference is outside of the color. The other one, the Tactacam that is sold for hunting, you can mount it on your stabilizer, and they're black or camo. But you can get accessories for those ones. You can, and they don't fit onto this one. So be it, right? So you can get different lenses, blah, 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 but they're really hard to find. Like I said, very easy to use. So you turn it on, right? It will let you know that it's on. Once that's blinking right there, that gives you how charged it is. If you want to stop it like that, if you want to bring it to a mode or put it into Wi-Fi where you can link it with an app. So there's an app that you can get. Turn it off for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. There we go. Oh, let's try it again. Anyway, I can just shut it off. So there's an app that goes along with the phone, and it's easy to download the app. It's easy to move the pictures from here to the app, but the camera itself is, I'm going to say, problematic for sort of long-term filming. First off, the audio is almost non-existent. There is a microphone to it, but I mean it's so muffled, and if there's any type of wind or alternative or background noise, it can't get filtered out, and you can't hear it. You can't hear it at all. But like I said, if you're doing some fishing and you have it next to you or on a mount or something like this, and you're able to monitor it, which leads into my next sort of problem with this. It's not a bad little camera. Like I said, it's easy to operate. It's easy to download the pictures, and you can edit them right on your phone. It's really not a problem. There's some editing software within the application, and it's not bad. But like I said, if you're recording all day, it's just going to fail on you. You go and get a GoPro. Now, I got a great little GoPro that I'm going to be doing a review on that doesn't break the bank, that works pretty damn good. But anyway, so this camera right here, so what happens is when this gets down to, say, 2 dots or even lower, right? So if you run this from start to finish, they say you're going to get about 100 minutes. It's few and far between, and the camera itself is not reliable. So when you get it down to about maybe 2 bars, which is 2 dots here, this shuts off sometimes on its own. It will just ghost you. It'll just blank out on you. And then when you turn it back on, it works, but maybe only for 5 minutes, or maybe for another like 40 minutes or something like that. But for the most part, it just doesn't. That's why I said if you had it near you, like if you were in a hunting situation or a fishing situation, you can turn it on and then you'll get some time out of it and go from there. It just doesn't work. So what happens is the battery inside, that's the battery, it kind of fails or doesn't have enough juice to run the camera when the battery starts to get low. So what I would do is, there's an external right here that they do sell another cap for it where you can be waterproof, but like I said, it's few and far between. You can't really find them. But what I did is I plugged into here and plugged into like an Anchor, an external battery source. And it worked better, but what happens is sometimes the camera gets so hot that it overheats and then it shuts off. So you can't even get the runtime. Like with a GoPro, you can get the runtime of a whatever size SD card you put in there. So if you've got a 256 SD card, you might get 9 hours out of a GoPro, or even longer if you put a bigger card in there, depending on what the GoPro can handle. A 128, you're going to get like 4.5 hours. I think I had a 64 on this one, but even so, it doesn't allow you to get that runtime of the SD card because the camera overheats. It can't take the power you're putting into it. Even if you have an external source that goes into it, it's just not going to work out for you. The cap inside. My best advice is if you're just looking for something simple, $50 on Amazon, and you want to start recording like you're going out fishing or even scouting or hunting, something that doesn't require really good audio, or maybe you're going to put some music over it or something like that. Or even if you're making, like doing something else like around the house or something like that. If you're making video, because it's 1080p. Actually, I think this can do 4K too. And it doing something like, say you're doing crafts or have a YouTube channel, something that doesn't require audio or even some stabilization, because you can put it on a mount. You know, it has these, it comes with this mount right here, and there are a variety of sort of GoPro mounts that this will fit into. But you could stabilize it and keep it really still. Like if you were doing some like overhead work or something like that, because it's really versatile as far as that. And so something where you can monitor it so it won't shut off, or just a short video so you know the battery doesn't bunk out on you. You know, that's all I have for you. But like I said, if you're looking for like what it's designed for is fishing, if you're looking for all day, 8 hours out on a kayak or a boat, or you're saltwater fishing or whatever you're doing, get a GoPro. Or one of the others, the DJIs or the Insta360. Those are all great cameras right there. I like GoPros myself, but that would be my advice to you. Spend the extra money and get a GoPro, because it's just going to make you angry. It's just going to cause frustration because you can't figure out why it's shutting off. And there's probably a reason as to why Tactacam has disowned it, because it doesn't even exist anymore on the Tactacam website, or as far as like it's not even like you can buy a discontinued model. All right, that's all I got for you. Sub the channel. I'll talk to you guys later. Be well.